Hi guys, a few days ago Lee Anderson claimed that Keir Starmer's meetings with Sue Gray were a grubby stain on democracy. Yes, the same Lee Anderson that was filmed secretly organising a fake doorstep interaction with a potential voter. Now he was reined in somewhat by the minister, but when you have Lee Anderson calling you out, it's pretty sad. Have a listen to this.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now then, this latest grubby scandal from the Labour Party has cast a dark stain on democracy. So, does my right honourable friend agree with me that the Leader of the Opposition should come out of hiding, come clean and publish the details of the meetings?
Minister. I do think that would help. There are ways that it's not a. It is far from beyond. And I've been pondering the question asked by my right honourable friend earlier. I've been pondering the efficacy of people moving from the civil service into parliamentary roles. So clearly, that can't be deemed an impossibility. There are roles. Many of us have actually benefited from time in the civil service before then taking on political roles. But there are ways of doing this, and that is what's so important. And I think it would be really helpful if the Labour Party could just transparently set out exactly what took place.
This is why I said it was a bad idea for Keir Starmer to hire Sue Gray. Like, what are the benefits in this? Because it's just given the Tories ammunition. You know, what was going through Keir Starmer's mind when he said, okay, who should I choose as my new Chief of Staff? Now, of course, this is not something new. Many people from the civil service became Chief of Staff or became members of Parliament or whatever. There's no problem with Sue Gray moving from one position to the other. But the timing of this and why Sue Gray? When I heard this, I automatically thought, okay, this is going to give the Tories all the ammunition they need. You know, within the Conservative Party, there's the headbangers, the ones who wanted no lockdown whatsoever, the ones who were supportive of Boris Johnson no matter what he did. These crazy people are being fueled by this. You know, the pandemic is pretty much over. Boris Johnson is pretty much over. But both of these things are being rekindled over the fact that Sue Gray has been put into a position of power within the Labour Party, or is about to be. Now, once again, the procedure, there's nothing wrong with this, and there's nothing wrong with a civil servant like Sue Gray moving from one position to another. It's happened before, and it will happen again in the future. But who was advising Keir Starmer on this decision? Did they not say to him, maybe now is not the time? Do it maybe after the general election? This could be a choice. Or choose somebody else, somebody much more low profile. Because this is the person who was hated, well, presented as by the Tories as completely independent. But as soon as Boris Johnson was on the way out, she became a hate figure. But anyone connected with, you know, any sort of control over Boris Johnson, checking of Boris Johnson, was treated as a pariah within the Conservative Party when we talk about Boris Johnson's supporters. So of course Sue Gray was a problem. Anyone talking about Boris Johnson breaking the rules was a problem. And the winners here at the moment, at least in the short term, are the Conservatives. They're going to continually push this point about Sue Gray, you know, what happened. And Keir Starmer didn't help himself in the interviews that he's given on this topic. He hasn't been clear about when she was offered the role, when the discussions between the two started. And correctly, he doesn't have to say this because she's still a civil servant. But the political framing is terrible. The optics are horrible. And while this will not sink Keir Starmer, it's not helping him. I really don't understand the value in taking this decision. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.